my gosh. Good morning. How are we doing? Hello. Happy Monday. Where is everyone? Up your butt and around the corner. They're messing around with your mama. They're waking up with your mama. I don't know. I'm feeling my oats today. Hey, Laphos. How are you? Hi, Mr. Metalman. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hi, Patriarchy. Welcome. Also, hello to YouTube. I hope you're doing well. Don't be shy. You can say hi. Hi, Surgical Brute. Hi, Lapos, Mr. Metalman. Hi, Losef. How are you? That's actually Metallic Death's line. The ugh. That's his line. I'm also here. No, YouTube's great. Until they're not, but they're great. My audience is great on YouTube. Others, not so much. And that's the name of the game. I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the latter half of my album. I'm like sitting here looking at my track list. I'm like, oh, frick, I forgot about those two songs too. Even that one, God, literally I have way too many songs I want to put on this record. I'm looking at my track list, girl, and I'm like, I don't know how to make it work for the second half. I don't know how to make the latter half of my album sound like the best that it can, because I want it to flow well, you know? Is this your Gent album? Yeah. I'm making a gore grind album at the moment. Just so you know, if you're curious about my projects, I'm currently in the process of recording a gore grind record. Hi, Ethereal. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Gore grind. Yeah. We need an UGG emote. I know we do. I'll write it down. I have a working list of things I need to do, like suggestions from y'all. Where's my sticky note? Here, I'll just put it in here. Because I know I need to add like 2 commands to Twitch. The Charlie Brown one. The Charlie Brown UGG. Is that what you're talking about? Don't tease me with a good time. What, me with my gore grind record? I didn't even think that you liked gore grinds. Okay, for Twitch, you want the Charlie Brown UGG. Charlie. Okay. And then I also need to do the Patreon command. And then there was something else. I just can't find my sticky note. I'm like here but not here, you know? Anybody else? Anybody else just like here but not here? I don't know. And Discord. Okay. I put a note down. I'll try and remember. Is there a comment? Are y'all on YouTube trying to comment? Or is my chat just like dead? I'm assuming. I'm just not getting the notifications. Let me see. Okay, there you go. No, I do have a chat. For some reason, I'm not getting the YouTube chats. Love that. Pop out chat. Okay. I'm sorry, YouTube. For some reason, it's not. It's doing that thing again. We love that so much. Did you get the CD from a P.O. box? No, I'm going to get it today. I promise. Bro, I literally didn't want to leave my house, okay? You want to know what's been going on in Stillwater this weekend? Girl? So, apparently, over the weekend, and I mean like Thursday through Sunday, there was a festival, which featured two bands, like local Oklahoma bands, that were having like a reuniting concert or whatever. And they, like, one of the bands I know hadn't performed or released any music in like 15 years. And I guess they're like locally famous or something like that. You know, they're like red dirt country. That's like the music here in Oklahoma is like the red dirt country. So I guess it's like what they are. And so I'm telling you, dude, at most, Stillwater averages about 40,000 people in population when the students are in town. When it's the summertime, it's like 20,000 and it's small town vibes, okay? 200,000 people were coming into Stillwater for this festival over the weekend that weren't living here already. 200,000 people. And yeah, I mean, it basically the tailgating started at 8 a.m. on Thursday. And I was like, yeah, I'm not leaving my house. I'm just not going to leave my house. So, and it was so bad that they canceled classes for the students like Thursday and Friday. Because they were like, yeah, the student parking's not going to be a thing. LMAO get lost. So, yeah. We can't all make thousands off of YouTube. Oh, yeah, like I'm definitely making thousands on YouTube. I mean, I guess I technically am, but that takes like the whole year. You're home with a bad back? Oh, no, Corey. Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you do? Did you sprain it? Throw in a Napalm Death cover? I mean, I definitely would. But it would just be the You Suffer song. And when I asked, every single person that I asked about whether or not they knew the band, they didn't. Nobody knew who these two bands were. I was like, well, how are they bringing in 200,000 people? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I made it first time in a long time. Yes. Hey, Cole, how are you? Also, yes, again, I apologize that for some reason Restream is not getting YouTube chat. So even though it's there, it's not streaming to it. So, I mean, it is, but I'm just not getting the chat. So I apologize. Do an AC cover. I mean, I've told you what I would like to do. I would like to do the entire Picnic of Love album, but like doing it proper. You know? I respect your feelings as a woman and a friend. What is it? What are the words? Hold on. Let's see. I have to bring it up. AX. Respect your feelings. Lyrics. Slay! Slay! Hey, Milan, how are you? Mylan, hi. Hi, welcome to the stream. All I heard was reuniting, new leasing, new music. What? Are you tuning me out? Honestly, so rude. No, it's I respect your feelings. I respect your gender. I respect your existence. I'll always be tender because I respect your feelings as a woman and a human. I forget exactly how it goes. It's been good, Cole. I've just been chilling like a villain. I'm tired today. I ain't gonna lie. So. Hi, Morocco. How are you? What else do I want to do off this record? I'd love to do that whole album, but I think my favorite song is In My Heart There's a Star Named After You. Greed, 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 something that we don't need. That song too is great. See both comments for context? What context? You missed both things I said. I'm releasing new music And there was a festival with 2 bands that were reuniting. That's what it is. That's the context. Also, go listen to Picnic of Love. That's a great album by AC. You're welcome. Hydrate. Also, we surpassed 800 followers on Twitch. Ain't that amazing? I got my warning tickets today. Ooh. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting. I'm not sure when my next show is going to be. I think it might just be the Dead by Dog show. If we can still go. Because I'm not sure. I think we might still be able to go, but with this move, I'm just not sure. It literally is like 3 weeks after our move. So. Did you mean winter? It's been a boring ass winter. Just no shows, period. There's just been no shows. Nothing. I can't spell today. Honestly, same. I can't spell, period. So, yeah, it's been just boring. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still not over Deicide pulling out of that tour. They were going to come here. So, I'm not over it. But that's okay. I will survive. I will be okay. You know. I know. That's okay. And it was going to be at the Diamond Ballroom, which is like the best venue here. I hate driving there. And when it's like a big band like Deicide, it would, oh God, the parking. When Cannibal Corpse performed, oh my gosh. When Cattle Decapitation performed at the Diamond Ballroom, it was way more people than even Cannibal Corpse. Like, Cannibal Corpse was busy. Cattle Decapitation, the parking situation was awful. Like, we had to park in the back of the building, which I didn't even know existed, for parking. So, better no shows than good shows coming through, and you're too busy to attend. Very true. Well, Nunslaughter actually came to Tulsa not too long ago, and we were contemplating going to that because they're another band I would like to see. They're not like first on my list. I've talked about who I would like to go see, you know, first. But Nunslaughter is up there. And they, all of like last year, were one of the bands that just specifically toured and went to Texas. So they made a point of skipping Oklahoma, but they finally came to Tulsa this year. But I forget what we were doing. Oh, yeah. So we were going to go to Shearing to help with, I guess, I'm marrying into the family, so family business, to go and shear sheep, and that trip ended up getting canceled, but we were supposed to fly back, I think, on Sunday, and then the show was, like, on Monday, or we were supposed to, like, fly back Monday, and the show in Tulsa with Nunslaughter was on that Monday night. But since the show got canceled, we didn't end up doing it, and we also didn't end up going to the show, because we're lame and we're old. But it was also a Monday night, and that's the problem, too, is it's like an hour, almost an hour to an hour and a half there and back. So, it sucks. Ghost and Metallica, oh my gosh, that's going to be exciting. Are you going to all of those? My second year of college, my parents are proud of me. I can't spell. Yeah, right. Look what your money is paying for, Mom and Dad. Unless you're paying for your own college, which, you know, good on you. Hi, Davis. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Did someone say Ghost? I know Metallic Death is a huge Ghost fan. You gonna be near a decent venue after your move? No, we're in the boonies. We're very, very rural. We're gonna be very much out there. So, closest town's probably like 45 minutes away. So it'll mostly be like Reno. Reno or Sacramento. Tate McRae's coming to Sacramento in October. But bestie, there is a big difference between like little metal shows, even at like a place like the Diamond Ballroom, which is a nice, venue. It's definitely not a tiny bar venue. It is a proper venue space, but it's not an arena, So like for Cannibal Corpse, it was like what? $40 a ticket, maybe? $30 a ticket? But when I was looking just out of curiosity, the tickets for Tate McRae, I was like, ugh. Slay! Hey, Faulty Switch, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I was looking at Tate McRae tickets, and they were like $100 each. And I'm like, bestie, I'm used to paying like $15 to $40 a ticket. I don't know when we as a society thought it was okay to charge $100 plus for like nosebleed. We're talking nosebleed seats. And I'm like, I'm not there, girl. Nosebleeds should be like $50, especially. Oh my God. This reminds me of when I was watching the Eras tour for Taylor, because I'm a poser, whatever. I don't care. I was curious to see what the footage looked like. Because Metallic Depth was just posting a ton of Taylor Swift gifs. Anyway, I came across this video of this person who literally went to the Eras tour, okay? Now imagine this is the stage, okay? And this is her whole stage. Here's Taylor. Stage walks out like this. This person, I'm not kidding you, had a seat like right here. And like, keep in mind, there's just a giant screen here so that they can see what Taylor's doing. But they are at the back of 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 this show, girl. In the nosebleeds. Like, literally the worst seats you could possibly get in an arena show. And they probably paid like $250 for that ticket. Definitely at least $100. And I'm like, why? How? When did we as a society decide that was okay? You ain't gonna see me drop that kind of money for anybody. The back of your mama last night. Yeah, right? Well, and the person was like, yeah. And the person was like so excited, and they were trying to defend their decision for that god-awful seat. And they were like, it was still a great experience. It was so fun. And it's like, why? So many people were like, these are the worst seats I've ever seen. Like, you're literally just paying to watch it on a big screen. Like, I got to watch the entire Eras tour for free on YouTube. I got a better experience than that person did. God. Anyway. So, Ghost is nothing compared to Rammstein. Oh Lord. I actually wouldn't mind seeing either of those bands. I like to just watch live music. I think I would probably prefer Rammstein if I had to pick, because I hear they have fire. I hear they've got like the pyrotechnic stuff. Let me tell you, girl, Amon Amarth had fire. And that was a cool show. So I'm down. I mean, you have big props, you have fire, you have like things going on in your show to where it feels like a performance. Like, sign me up, I'm there. Baby metal tickets are like that now, and they're coming here in late May. Oh my God. If you didn't know, Davis is a hardcore baby metal fan, and he shits so hard on Periphery, which we're listening to on Wednesdays, but he loves baby metal. Oh my God, I want to see baby metal. I would be down. Are you kidding me? Of course. They're Japanese, right? Or are they Korean? I think they're Japanese. I hate you all right now. What? It's not our fault that Godsmack is your favorite band. Okay, they're Japanese. Then yeah, it's like J-pop but metal, girl. They don't do shows here. They don't do shows in America. Or wherever you are. Kawaii metal, is that the proper term? Because I've heard kawaii metal before. Honestly, I've never really listened to it. Baby metal, I've listened to like one song. I'm not American. You say, like, okay, that's what I thought. I was like, but I don't think you're from America. So, what Godsmack have to do with baby metal? We're talking about the fact that you're a mega baby metal fan, girl. Okay. The original members were in a J-pop group before baby metal existed. Was it a pop group? Like an actual J-pop group? Another continent, girl? What continent? My God, you're being so secretive. He's like, I'm not American. I'm on a different continent. I'm like, okay, well, the freaking what continent? I can't read your mind, girl. I'm eagerly waiting for her Godsmack video just as you are. Yes. I will be filming it tomorrow. So I'm going to work on my record some today, though, I think. I've got a few more songs I need to track. I need to get, like, the bass tracks, like, the foundation of my acoustic guitar and scratch vocals done for these songs. So my guitarist can come in and lay down guitars, and then I can send it to my bass player and my drummer. My goal, okay, is to try and get this record out this summer. I'm going to try and get my first single out in the next, like, month. So if I can try and get all of my, like, tracks basically done, then I can send them to my bass player and drummer by the time we move. So then I can get those back, and then all I have to do is mix it, do the final mix, do the master, and then we're good. So, Sakura Gakuin? Is that it? Gakuin? Gakuin? Okay, hold on. I'm looking it up. Sakura. They were 12 or 13. Oh my God, they're babies. Oh my God, they're like literally kids. They're little babies. Honestly, why are we okay with having young girls like this? God. It's the child pop stars and child actors. I'm against it. God, they're little tiny babes. They're so cute. That's why they're called baby metal? God. Goodness. Goodness. I've seen Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson back in the day talk big stage shows. Ah, that's so cool. I'm jealous. You're younger than them, huh? Oh, God, you're welcome. I'm tired. Don't judge me. Happy Monday, by the way. I'm queen exhausted over here. What have I done all weekend? I played a freck ton of video games. Metallic Death was giving me a hard time about it on Saturday. And I want you to know, girl, we tried to freaking invite you. Your ass was busy, okay? Me and Spying Odin were having a great time, just so you know. One video game. Yeah, Overwatch. And AKA Peak. Hey, Mario, how are you? Who? Siege will be free to play in June. Oh, God. Is that on PS5? I'm assuming it is. But, you know, sometimes those games are, like, not available for some consoles. on all platforms. There you go. There you go. You ever played Dark Souls? God, no. Me playing a Dark Souls game, that would be a rough time. I could hardly make it through Red Dead Redemption. Okay? I could hardly make it through, like, the OG Resident Evil 4 game. It was that bad. Can't aim at all. Cyberpunk is, like, so overwhelming for me. I have it on my PS5, and I hate that auto aim is, like, not a thing, and I actually have to, like, aim and do things. It's very overwhelming. Girl, you still ain't finished RE4? No! I have not. Okay. I can see the laser sight effing with you as well. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a good game. I like Resident Evil 4. And I like how the graphics are, like, dated, so it doesn't feel as, like, stressful. Because, like, I get so immersed into my gaming. And I think that's why Amnesia was, like, so hard for me to play. Because I was, like, I felt like I was there. And that game scared the actual piss out of me. Without auto aim seems like a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, I did Overwatch on my PC at one point, which was fun. But it's just, yeah. I found that I was more distracted, like, when I had Overwatch on my PC, because I would, like, be trying to edit or do something with my channel, and then I would be like, I'd get the itch because Overwatch is so addicting. So I'd get the itch and I'd be like, okay, just 3 games, man, just 3 games. And then I would play like 10 games and then I'd be like, okay, I've been doing this for like 2 hours. I need to stop. Really? Somebody named Major Dick just sent me a friend request on Discord. If you're wondering what it's like to be me on a daily basis, that pretty much sums it up. Discord, Major Dick sent a friend request. Do you still play games on the channel? No, although I did get the itch yesterday to play Red Dead 2, but it's just like people didn't really, I mean, I had a few people that really liked it, but honestly, it was not very popular. And I also felt like it didn't really make sense to my main, like, niche, which is all about metal music and that type of thing. So I was like, okay, well, I could probably bring it back for Twitch, but not right now just because I'm about to move. So, yes, I know when I was doing my deicide research, I read about it. Which is just crazy. Glenn Benton seems very cool. I would love to talk to him or, like, interview him or something. Even though I got hate for the deicide video, that was one of my favorite videos to do. So, and I'll be, you know, implementing that format into my next video, so. My Discord friend request is still pending. Oh. Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 was a good video game. He's posted in the Discord. Who? That guy? Major Day? His name is probably Richard. Probably. Wind up banning him. Did he join our Discord? Did he? I don't know. Join our Discord, by the way, if you want to. We have an awesome community. Is the substance what you expected it to be? So, yes and no. And for those that don't know, We did do a movie night on Saturday, which I think we might start doing it as like a weekly thing. On Saturday night. So we watched The Substance with Miss Demi Moore. Love her. So I watched another horror movie channel, Possessed by Horror. Freaking love her. And when the movie first came out, she reviewed it and said The Substance was like the most body horror of body horror movies, right? So she said if like you're really sensitive to body horror, which I am, then don't watch the film. So that is why I stayed away from it. I really, really wanted to watch it. And I was like, I tried to convince myself to watch it several times. But I was told that the horror was going to be really bad. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I thought that the whole body horror was going to be worse. But it wasn't. What I really liked about it was all of the different like camera angles, and it was like they had a lot of like very uncomfortable close-up shots, you know, of either Dennis Quaid like eating the shrimp, or any interaction between like I forget what the other girl's name is, Sue. Between Sue and Dennis Quaid's character, and it was a lot of like kind of the is it like fishbowl lens almost that they had, and then they had a lot of like super long corridors, and they made a point of like showing with this mild fishbowl lens the people like walking down these very long corridors to where it kind of like thins out like this. And they just held the shot there, so you really watched these people walking down. I don't know. It was very unsettling. But it's a very relatable movie at the same time. The food shit was nastier than the gore. Yeah. Yeah, you've never seen the film? The Substance? It's a good film. As a woman, I will say it was very relatable, and therefore, emotionally, I don't know if I would watch the movie for a while because it's very, very relatable. You have to be a woman to understand it. It's a woman thing. But there's a lot of stuff about the movie, like what Demi is experiencing, or I guess Elizabeth Sparkle, what she's experiencing is just being a woman in Hollywood and like aging and how men perceive a woman that's aging or whatever. So, is there a second chat? There's a Twitch chat, so I'm also streaming on Twitch right now. Watch Centipede though? You mean like Human Centipede? Just from that bio alone, I already feel like I'm going to boot him. Oh, God. Makes as hell, kind of makes the themes of the film even better, to be honest. Yeah. The Centipede. I gave your mama last night. Get out of here. We have like 8 more movies planned. We do. Well, I know we have The Night with the Devil. We want to do The Monkey next week. We're not watching The Human Centipede, no. Although the first one is not as bad as the second one, which apparently the second one is absolutely awful. Hi, Nate. Hi, BJ. How are you? No, I haven't yet. Corey, I'm sorry. I wrote it down though, right? I'm pretty sure I did. It's just been crazy. It's been a crazy time. I'm just here having a wonderful time. Avoiding certain things, you know? What's the Discord voice channel so I can get banned? just join the Discord, the mosh pit. There's a link down below. Also, I spent a large portion of the Patreon Hangout stream on Saturday adding some hilarious soundboard sounds. So if you're in any of my voice channels on my Discord, you can use them. And they're pretty great. So I had way too much fun doing that. So hi, Suman. Okay, girl. Exactly. I wish I could have some of those sound bits in our Twitch. Because, yeah, there it is. Necrotic disgorgement. I'll put it down. Hold on. And that was Corey. Raposa. Okay. I'll put it down there. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's one of them. The evil laugh is great. Yes. Hi, Senior Jota. How are you? You're welcome. I like the the lizard keck one. Twitch overtakes YouTube in college, especially with the girls. Oh, God. I prefer streaming on Twitch over YouTube, but that's okay. I keep the Metal Monday streams on YouTube because I originally started them like on YouTube. So when I first started streaming, it was on YouTube. And then I added Twitch later. So not even a sleigh. There is one. But it's well, no, actually I took it off. It was the same one as it was the same one as I have as my Twitch alerts. So, but then I was like, slay, girl, slay. I had one. I just took it off. Evil snort, exactly. Hi, Michael. How are you? The album is suffocated in shrink wrap. Oh, God. YouTube is getting bad on people's channels. Yeah. I don't know. The platform's just changing for me, honestly. So I'll still keep posting videos, but it's not going to be as often. I'm trying to prioritize like Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. And then just doing like one video a month that's like a really well thought out, well planned, and researched deep dive. That is really where my heart is wanting to go. Plus I'm just falling out of love with the platform. I mean, yes and no. I don't know. Twitch is better than YouTube for streaming. For just videos, not for streams as much. Yeah, it's just some of the people on YouTube have really hurt my feelings. So, I'll just say that. Oh yeah, it was over here. They've successfully hurt my feelings, and that was their intention. So, you're welcome. The biggest poser on the internet in the community is posting less so you don't have to deal with it. So you can just continue to watch the other true metalheads, and then you can just ignore my channel because you got what you wanted. Okay, it was Suffocated in Shrink Wrap. That's the one. Suffocated in Shrink Wrap. There you go. That's that album. When is the interview with Paul Ledney? We'll see if it happens. If it happens, it's going to be at Dead by Dog. Well, actually, if it happens, it'll probably just be like a phone call or something. Because what I'm thinking about doing is I've just kind of changed my priorities with my channel and like obviously my content. So ideally what I would like to do is thank you, Mr. Metalman. Thank you so much, Mr. Metalman, for the gifted sub to Nate's broke ass. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Congratulations, Nate. I hope you enjoyed the emotes and the ad-free viewing. Well, my content's just changing. So, your deep dives are better made than the people complaining. I know. It's just, I'm sensitive. So, and it's like I'm passionate about music, and I really like talking about music. And it's just, no matter how honest I am or whatever, it's like people are just going to hate me regardless. So, and they're going to call me names, and that's just how it is. So, which is fine. They're allowed to say what they want. But yeah, as far as like my content goes, it's just changing to where I'm doing the deep dives. And so with this move and everything, if we can still go to Dead by Dog, then I'll basically just go vlog it and connect with a bunch of musicians and hopefully get like emails or phone numbers or whatever, and then be able to do interviews later on and stuff for deep dives in the future is kind of what I'm thinking. Feel free to buy me some damn vinyl. Oh my gosh. Only watch one deep dive from you? What does that mean? You should collaborate with J-Dog? I mean, I kind of already have. I know he is. I think he's starting to stream on Fridays or something like that. So people should be able to say what the hell they want to on the internet, and they shouldn't have any guidelines. Cry all the way to the bank with their money. That's what I do. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Deep dive Anthrax. I could do that. That's good. Yeah, I haven't watched any of them. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna. None of those people want to collab with me. I guarantee you it. I'm just saying. Kind of the outsider here. I ain't gonna lie. So, you know, it's gonna be difficult. Some of these people know my channel, but their audience doesn't like me. So specifically J-Dogs, like basically like maybe 10 people of his videos like my videos and like me. And if they do, they're already in my Discord. They already know me. But the majority of his audience freaking hates me. And they've made it very clear that they do not like me. So, yeah. I'm just saying. I know. No, it's basically like you, Magpie, and like Emphetasaur. There's probably a few other ones. So, yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine about it. It's totally okay. You're so excited for Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday's going to be very fun. I know. It's just hard because I'm sensitive. So, you have to be confident. Oh, I do. I do try. And I still get shit on. So, why do you think I'm only posting once a week or once a month? That's why. You're welcome. But that's okay. So it was the Wild West. Oh yeah, YouTube used to be so different, girl. That's the other thing too, is it's hard. It's hard because YouTube's not the same platform it was like even 5 years ago. Like it's crazy right now when you look on YouTube and you go to some of the like OG troll videos, like Harry Potter Puppet Pals, for example. If you remember that OG video, or like the Charlie the Unicorn video, those are now 17 years old. And it actually says like 17 years ago this was posted. Like that's how old like YouTube is, basically. And so it's crazy that we're at that point where like there's content that is that old on the platform. But I always just think about that guy, what's his name? Sean or whatever. He's like the big troll channel. There were just so many different troll videos and troll channels. And now it's just like you can't joke about anything. And the content guidelines, like you have to basically rate your content. So you post a video, you like upload a video, and you have to rate it and tell their AI like what's in it. And it's so difficult. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it is rough. When I was posting my Cannibal Corpse deep dives, it was rough pickings. Because like I had to basically go in and be like, you know, yes, there's kind of gore with these like album covers, or yes, I mentioned this like because it's shocking, because it's metal, it's shocking, you know. And so then their AI kind of decides with my rating whether or not they're going to monetize it fully or limit the ads. And if you rate it wrong and their AI detects things that, you know, because you can go and scroll down all the way on your rating and be like, no, none of those things apply to my video, you know, and their AI disagrees with you. And if it disagrees with you like 3 times in like a month or something like that, then they will forego your rating and use their own AI to basically detect if your video is fine to like fully monetize. Does that make sense? So copyright's getting out of hand too. That's why I'm just not fussing with the copyright reactions either, because it's just ridiculous. But then also you have labels that are willing to work with content creators to do copyright reaction or to do reactions and clear the claims. So but personally, I also think that reaction content's just like dying. I think it's a dying thing, and I think it's way oversaturated now. Sorry. And yeah, I mean it was a lot more popular like 2020 especially, but then 2021, 2022. So I'm not the one that mentioned him. At a band I never even bothered to listen to, but do the normal research. Yeah. It's not worth it in my opinion. It's not worth it. So that's basically what like Finn McKenty did, Downfall. I mean, I guess he kind of like listened to stuff, but oh, in order to watch certain sites, yeah, I don't know. Too many ads on YouTube. Just pay for premium, bro. That's all you gotta do. Anytime anybody ever complains about ads on YouTube, I'm just like, just pay for premium. I'm one of those people. You get well, a strike is different from a claim. A strike is something like if you get 3 strikes in a row, they delete your channel. So you want to make sure that you don't get strikes. Copyright claims are different. People get them confused. Just ad block. They're putting a hold on the ad block thing, but then also that harms creators. That harms like your favorite creators. you know? So if you ad block stuff then to your favorite content creators, that they're not getting paid. And that's like one of the main ways, especially for the metal genre, you know? Like the metal niche on YouTube does not pay anything. So music reaction content is what's mostly dying. Exactly. Nowadays it's all movie and show reaction content. Exactly. I kind of want to do another channel where I do like music and TV show stuff, but that's also very oversaturated. And then you're also dealing with copyright, but I feel like it's mostly, like, it is way more lenient than music. But, and I feel like you can get away with it, because, like, you can review movies, and if you just, like, flip the footage, and then, as long as you're not messing around with anything from Warner or Universal, you should be fine. You know? Make AI art, AI deep dives, AI copyright, video script. Oh, God. Yeah, no. Piss people off for the laughs. I just do that by existing, though. Downfall. Do you know how many people are so mad that I'm going to Dead by Dog? How is Twitch about playing videos? Fine, bro. Oh my gosh, Carlos, good morning. Finally, I have a member that joins the stream. I'm so happy to see you. Hello. How are you doing today? Do you know crypto's coming back to the US? Oh my God, they are? Do they have their tour dates yet? Find something to monetize off of Patreon? Well, and Patreon's doing great. Join my Patreon, by the way. Not because, you know, the content on there is really good, in my opinion. So I put all of my Twitch streams on there. And then I do at least one weekly, like, raw reaction where I listen to a full album, completely unedited, and I post that for Tier 2 Plus. So if you're wondering where all of my, like, full album reactions and stuff go, it's all on Patreon. And I have a massive catalog of stuff. So, hey, JJ, how are you? Hello, hello. Twitch is great for playing videos. Twitch is honestly, like, so easy to get around. Like, the copyright's insane to get around. You can basically just, like, split the audio. Technically, you're not allowed to play those things, but the amount of stuff you can get away with on Twitch is insane. I mean, there's people that are legit playing, like, full-ass movies on here and, like, reacting to them, and they don't get anything. Nothing happens. And we're talking, like, big streamers. Like, there was a whole Reddit thread about streamers playing full movies, and one of them was, like, a massive, massive streamer who was doing it. So he used the word downhill a few times to describe the record. Saint Anger is just a confusing, you know, it's a interesting album. Confusing, interesting. But I know nothing about Patreon. That's okay. It's basically just like crowdfunding for content, whatever, you know. Are only worth watching if you have similar taste to the guy doing the review. Exactly. You don't like review videos because it's just someone's opinion? Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with that. What I like more is breakdowns and, like, recaps, you know, of, like, movies or TV shows or something. Like, I like when people actually, like, talk about what's happening in a movie and then they joke around about it. Like this girl, Jamie French, I really like her funny videos on, like, teen drama movies, you know. She's hilarious, so I like that. Just about anything. Ugh, but Rumble. I think Rumble's changed, though. I haven't tried the platform in a while, but I feel like I just don't know. The monetization just seems a little funky. And I'm still here. It's like a separate channel or something? Yeah, that is. It's, yeah, it's basically like YouTube channel members or like a Twitch sub, but you basically just get a bunch of like content from me. Nate and VJ ditched your ass to go play with your soundboard in a voice chat. Are they in my voice chat right now? Oh my god. The platform does suck, you're right. It just needs like a... And I'm not... They are in the freaking voice chat. And oh my god, that's hilarious. The thing about Rumble is I wish it was a little bit more neutral, I guess. Like, I won't make it political, but obviously the elephant in the room is that Rumble is more of a right-wing platform. Nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But because it's more like that, it, I think it can persuade some people from not going on there. And whereas, like, I don't know. I think you could say that YouTube is more neutral, but they've definitely been very good about censoring certain people and messages. So, I don't know. I wish it was a little bit more in the middle, So, but then I also think they need to update update everything. The UI is a little confusing. Finding your favorite channels is a little confusing. Like, from what I remember, I haven't been on the platform in a minute, so, My cat is highly asking for attention right now. Oh my gosh. And just an early teaser Fernanda posted in a story a few days ago. Yes. Okay, I'll watch it. Hold on, I'm going to Instagram right now. I've already seen Crypto Live. I'd be down to see them again. Checking in. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let's see. Is it primary request? I haven't gotten any messages. Did you send it to me? Are we friends? Or is it in hidden? Because sometimes they like to do those. Oh, that is not what I want. When is the Kaya Downfall Network retrospective deep dive collab? I don't know. What are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? You can't find on YouTube. I'm surprised how much content you can find in YouTube despite the censorship. Yeah. It's just rough. It's hard because there's definitely a bias for certain things. But it's increasingly hard for any sort of creative... You don't even have to be a creative channel, but any sort of channel that talks about video games, movies, or horror or metal music, it's very difficult to make content because so much of it could be labeled as shocking or showing graphic content or nudity or sexual themes or whatever. And it's literally, in a video game, it's literally just a woman in a tight dress with more cleavage. And they're like, no, that's not allowed, My mom even was talking about, she watches all the, like, Tutti Frutti, like, tarot card content creators. She's on, like, the Twin Flame, like, that area of YouTube. Like, she's in that era, area. Guns is another one. But she was talking about how there's a tarot card reader channel that she watches, and she also has to use specific phrasing and whatever to like bypass that stuff. Meanwhile, on Twitch, you're allowed to have hot tub streamers. And for a while, you could oil up your boobs and stream, and it was fine. So, I don't know. Are we talking about Marvel Rivals? No. Kapsuda wants me to play that game even though he's never played it. Yeah, right. I'm switching to Twitch. Twitch is great. You can get, like I said, you can get away with a lot on Twitch. Swearing, too, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, you gotta watch your swearing. You have to watch what imagery you put up there. I think the other annoying thing is that literally anybody can copyright claim anything. And they do it on Twitch, too. So I still think the most ridiculous copyright claim I have ever received was on one of my Resident Evil 4 streams. I've talked about this before. But yeah, I had some rapper who claimed a section of one of my Resident Evil streams, and they claimed the section where I was in the menu of like trying to figure out what I wanted to buy from the merchant, and you know they have like the music that's like dun 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 dun, you know, like super chill but kind of ominous or whatever, and they literally claimed that. So I went to YouTube because I had a link to the song. So I went to the streamer's song and I was like, bro, you literally stole the like background music from being at the merchant and put it in your song, and then claimed that section in my stream as like I was playing your song. So yeah, LMAO J Dog doesn't care. Oh, I know he doesn't care. It wasn't even his? No, it wasn't even his song. Or it wasn't even... Yeah, it wasn't even his. It was his song, but he stole from the video game. Oh, yeah, and then there's another one. TikTok creators can also copyright stuff in your YouTube videos, too. If you didn't know that. So, hey. Slay. Hey, Skip, how are you? No, we're not doing the song requests today. We're doing that on Friday. So, but yeah, you can literally have TikTok creators come in and like copyright claim stuff from your YouTube videos. So just be aware of that. The hypocrisy is way high. There are heavy cartoons supposedly for kids, and damn, the music is evil now, I know. We had to deal with this idiot threatening to sue us over bootleg footage he claimed to own of Kiss. Oh, God. Yeah. That's why it's always good to, like, cite your sources and make sure that you're using stuff that's, like, you know... I don't know. Pretty much anything is like free to use though if you're doing an educational video. Hey James, how are you? Yes, you want to join the Discord. So we're doing song requests on Friday. The theme is orange or brown album covers. So if you want to submit a song, that's all you got to do is join the Discord. And then the theme is, again, orange or brown album covers. So, bye, Felicia. Coming in. Doesn't even want to hang out. Nah, he ain't gonna do that. He already unfollowed me. So, it literally was created like a week ago, his account. Brown stream means Peter Steele album cover. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's just funny. It's funny being a content creator and like just seeing the change. I think that's also why my opinion on like YouTube is changing outside of like the problem with some people in the community. It's just like the platform itself is changing, and really like social media as a whole is just changing because everybody is a content creator and everybody is an influencer and everybody is a Twitch streamer, you know? So it's very oversaturated and it's hard to stand out. So, but that is why I'm extremely grateful. All of this to say, I am so extremely grateful for like the community that we have here and like my little corner of the internet. I am perfectly fine being where I'm at with the little corner of the internet and everything that we have here, because it's just like my audience is so cool and we just like troll each other nonstop. So it's super cozy. Exactly. And you know, it's not, I don't know, anybody and everybody is welcome in my community, like no matter what genre you like. You know, you'll probably still get trolled a little bit, but you know, to just reading people's blogs, newsletters, write-ups rather than everything on social media. Yeah, and I think too, because like social media is changing so much. I mean, you have so many people that are like deleting Facebook and Instagram, and then you got this weird TikTok ban that's like back and forth, and it's just weird. And I think there's so many people that are just going back to like long form content, long form videos. I think short form is like not as popular. I think people are reading more content, you know. I think it's just, you know, it's changing. But they want to push my videos, so I just do shorts. Yeah, that makes sense. What's your next black metal reaction going to be? Oh God. I know that VJ wants me to listen to Cold Lake for a for a bad what is it, morbid curiosity video. So if you join the Discord, put on your big boy panties. No, it's fine. We're not comfy. We need more metalcore. Exactly. We do. No, we didn't say anything. Oh, wait, no, I did. I said that you wanted me to listen to Cold Lake. So everybody needs to go get a damn job. Well, that's the thing, is being a content creator is now a job. It's now an actual job. It didn't used to be that way. You know, back in the day, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like if you told people you were a YouTuber, they would laugh in your face. They'd be like, what are you actually talking about? Like, it was not considered a real thing. And now you have kids, like 8-year-old kids, being like, I want to grow up and be a YouTuber. I want to grow up and be a Twitch streamer. And apparently they're now making like toys for these kids that are like vlogging kits. They're like toy vlogging kits, so that these kids can pretend to be influencers and content creators as like a fun thing, but it's like totally fake. It's just like playing with dinosaurs or like a fake baking kit or something like that. So YouTube is going to just be for old people before long. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I see a lot of young people leaving YouTube. Because, like, everybody uses YouTube. Literally everybody uses it. And I think the majority of people use it every day. You know? I use it every day. That's why I pay for premium. You know? So, I think the biggest issue is that there's not really a competitor, a site that compares to what YouTube offers. And I think Rumble is trying to be that, but like I said, it's known as a platform where most of the right-wing people go. Not saying it's a good or bad thing, but I think it's like that just can persuade people not to go to it. And I think it's just not. If you want more people to come to your site, you have to kind of brand yourself as like more of a general platform, you know? YouTube adapts. It ain't going anywhere, and neither are the people who create for it. Exactly. Well, because there's literally no platform that competes with it. It's like Adobe. It's literally like Adobe. I mean, there are platforms that come close. Like, I would say Affinity comes really close to replacing Adobe. But it's just difficult, you know? Adobe D's. Adobe D's nuts into your chin, girl. Review of bad metal records like Cold Lake by Celtic Frost. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it. Because, like, Patreon wants me to do, like... So I'm starting the Morbid Curiosity series. I'm playing with Rusty, by the way. We're playing Little Shark, Big Shark. So they want me to do a Morbid Curiosity series, and Godsmack is going to be this week. And then VJ wants me to listen to Cold Lake. I've already listened to Elude Divinum Insanus by Morbid Angel. That was rough. That was definitely rough. What are you doing? If you're ever wondering what me and Rusty do in our free time, it's literally just this. We just play Big Shark, Little Shark. So, YouTube was one of the first. Don't see it going anywhere. It's not going anywhere now. And people are like, oh, YouTube's dying or whatever. And it's like, it's literally not going anywhere. You know? Not until somebody legitimately makes a proper platform that can even come close to replacing it. And I don't see that happening anytime soon because YouTube is owned by Google. Don't forget about the album I sent you. Trust me, it's terrible and great. Which one? Is to establish now. It's not the early days of social media where something like Facebook can take out a place like MySpace. Exactly. Is easier said than done. It is true. Yes. Getting a regular job is now very difficult also because you have people that have been unemployed for like 6 months and they're trying to get a real job. That is a whole different conversation though. The job market is rough pickings, girl. It's rough pickings. There's a lot of people that are just getting laid off for no reason, or they're trying desperately to find a job and they can't find one. And then you also have people who literally just keep open Indeed job things, listings on Indeed. And it's like, you're not even actively hiring. You're just keeping it up there, you know? You're really going to hate Cold Lake. Yeah, Frost was rough, but that's okay. A lot of people are making tons of money doing podcasts on YouTube too. Exactly. So it's like, you know. Well, I was just telling my fiance this morning, I was like, I hate how complicated, because, like, obviously taxes are due tomorrow. I hate it, but I hate that, like, the label of, like, content creator, or YouTuber or influencer, it's not in, like, the tax code or whatever. It's not a tax code. It's something broad, like, you know, TV broadcaster or whatever. It's not like content creator or, you know, social media influencer, and then you can pick TikTok, you know, or Instagram or anything like that. And so it's like, it's so rough, because I'm like, what do I put it under? Some sort of like fruity art label, you know? I'm like, no, there are so many people that make, you know, they have an actual W-2 job, but then they also stream on Twitch or make like an extra $1,000, $2,000 a year on TikTok or something like that. Have content creator be a tax code, please. You know, they do. I know. YouTube takes 30%, Twitch takes 50%, unless you're a partner. If you're a Twitch partner, then they take 30. So, got that right, unless you're going to school for something extremely exciting like cybersecurity, which is what my dad's doing. Yeah. Wouldn't it be like entertainer though? That's the thing, is like, yeah, or you pick like entertainer, but I'm like, how difficult would it be to make a tax code that literally says content creator, you know, or streamer, you know? So it's like content creator, and then you pick streamer, and then it's like kick YouTube or this or this or this, and you're like Twitch and kick, you know, and then you can submit your 1099 miscellaneous or whatever it is, you know, if they send you one. So that's the other thing that's really annoying about taxes. It's like, I feel like no matter how much you make with YouTube, I've always gotten a 1099 miscellaneous form from YouTube for my taxes. This is, if you're interested and you're curious about taxes as a content creator, it's so annoying. So Patreon, for example, I have Patreon. Now, before like the fall of last year, it was a part of Patreon's thing where they would not send you the 1099K form unless you made $20,000 or more. And then they changed it, and they were like, okay, well, it'll be like $5,000 or more, and we'll send you the 1099 form. So I didn't get a 1099 form, so I had to just schedule it as like a schedule, or file it as a Schedule C. What are you trying to say? It's the 1040 form you have to use? I'm trying to school her, and she's ignoring it. I'm not ignoring it. Whatever. Anyway, you're welcome. Call yourself a freelancer, exactly. Anyway, that's my rant. You're welcome. A whole stretch, huh? Why is the ceiling fan literally not on in this room? That don't make no sense. I'm like sweating. Love the King Diamond shirt. Thank you. I was lucky enough to see them on the Abigail tour. That was a killer show. I'm jealous. Surgical Brew bought me this t-shirt when he saw them in Dallas. I really wanted to see him, but it would have been a minimum 5-hour drive to go see King Diamond, because he was not coming anywhere near my house. So yeah, Surgical Brew basically bought his mod status with this t-shirt. You're welcome. Yes, it was a very, very nice gift. You like the new King Diamond? I haven't listened to his new single. So, Has he released his new album yet? I haven't been keeping up with new releases either. You're welcome. I've been busy working on my own record, girl. And I've been busy with this damn move. So it looks like he still just has Spider Lily, right? Please, for the love of God, King Diamond, release a new album, please. I'm begging you. So, I'm not even really talking about it either. No. That's a cool shirt. It's one of my favorites. For 40 years of the golden pension in the end are over. They definitely are. Definitely are. So, I have the Abigail long sleeve and a shirt similar, except it's red with a pentagram Baphomet on it. That's cool. I have a record to show you, by the way. Should probably put my coffee away. I almost ran over her paw. We love that. All right, are we ready? So, last week I showed you Midnight Priest compilation record. So we have Midnight Priest, their debut, which I think this is just self-titled, or is it? I think it is just self-titled, or Forla Fouche. I don't know. There you go. That's the cover you want to see. Without the glossy. KD was when he was doing the Abigail album series. Or Abigail album in its entirety. That's cool. This is a great band. So this one is entirely in Portuguese. And it's so fun. Very reminiscent of Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and Overkill, like the best of their like riffage and vocals. So I highly recommend that you check out Midnight Priest. I've talked about them significantly. If you like heavy metal, traditional heavy metal, just like fun jams, fun heavy metal vibes, Midnight Priest is the way to go. It's very, very good. So, and it's just a black. I would probably go as far as to say this record might even be better than their third album, Aggressive Hauntings. So, Midnight Queens. Oh, God. No! Metallic Death, bad. I'm not sure. It might say on Metal Archives, but I don't think it does. You like Attic? Yes! I did a whole video on Attic. It was way too long. I talked for way too much, but yes, I did do a video on Attic. I still think their second album is their better record. I like their first album too, but their newest one is not my favorite. I think it's about a 6 out of 10. But I was very excited about their third album coming out. We got like the box set with everything in it. I think it had like I don't think it had a t-shirt, but it had the cassette, CD, vinyl. I showed it in the video, and it's just not as good, in my opinion. Very Priest and Tigers of Pangtang influenced. Ooh. I'll write it down. I need to go check them out. Do it. I wish we had record stores here in Stillwater. Midnight Hellion. Let's see. Very cool. The Number of the Beast, 6 out of 10. I didn't give that record a 6 out of 10, did I? I don't think I did. I thought that album was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Excuse me. A minus 610. Now you're just pulling my leg. New bands don't seem to have the high caliber vocalists like Rob Halford, Bruce Dickinson, Jeff Tate. Very few of them do. I would say the lead vocalist for Attic does. I would probably even throw the lead vocalist for Midnight Priest is pretty similar. But I also think they don't make artists like they used to. So, and I think a lot of that has to do with because of social media and the internet. Because I think you really had to work extremely hard to get noticed and to be recognized back in the day. I mean, from what I know about tape trading and all of that stuff, that's how these bands got noticed, you know? And it's just like you made demos, you actually had to talk to people. You had to go out and like market yourself basically, and actually perform live. And then selling records was how you got noticed, you know? Jason! Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you. Happy to have you here. Peeps don't want that type of singer anymore. You don't need pipes anymore to impress. Yes and no. I want them to have good, I don't know. I want a good singer. You know, because the vocals are just as, like, important as, like, the rest of the show. In my opinion. And this can go to, like, any genre, not just metal or rock, you know? It's like, you have to have decent vocals. And you have to be able to... You don't have to put on an entire performance and show. You know, you don't need a bunch of props. You don't need to, you know, you don't need to do the Lady Gaga Beyonce of metal or whatever, you know. But all we're asking for is that you have energy on stage. As a viewer, as somebody who's like driving an hour and a half to see you and paying money for tickets and merch and standing for hours and hours, I want energy. You know, I want you to interact with the crowd and have the zazz. You know? So, and I feel like too often, I don't know if we're getting complacent or if the record labels and whatever are getting complacent. And I think, again, it might just be social media. It's just like everybody thinks that they're a musician, just like how everybody thinks that they're an influencer. Everybody thinks that they can make music, you know? And so you have these people who are recording things and they're mediocrely talented. Sorry, not sorry. Your mama ain't being honest with you when she's telling you that you can sing. So they're they're mediocrely talented and they're recording stuff and then they're releasing it and then a record label, you know, picks it up or it gets popular on TikTok and all of a sudden they're signed and there you go. There you go. So need a new British heavy metal takeover? Exactly. Heavy metal is not as good as it was in the 80s. Born in the wrong time. Yeah. It's interesting to be someone that was born in the mid 90s growing up, because it's like all the music that's coming out when I was a teenager was not, I mean, it was all like the festival bands of like 2010, 2012. You know, like that is what, like the bands that were creating like all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, like that is what was popping off when I was in middle school, high school. So it's different. And then, of course, you had like Facebook and YouTube that were starting up. So it's just different. And there's just not a lot of music right now that's coming out that I'm feeling very impressed with for all genres. The Foster People, yeah. I don't care about that band. So, the Coachella bands, yeah, festival bands. It was a huge thing. It was an actual thing, you know? It's like you had, yeah, you had like, I guess emo bands, right? In like the early 2000s or something. And then it switched to this like alt rock stuff with like the Arctic Monkeys. And then, you know, 2010, 2012 rolled around. You had all the festival bands. And Iggy Azalea just in there. Hey, Mustache Spider, how are you? I like the shirt. Thank you. Thank you. King Schmeiman. Too bad for you. They're a great band. I don't care. I'm sorry. I outgrew the festival bands. It's never really been my genre. Is there any younger singers today who can reach that level of Ronnie James Dio? No. You might have some teeny boppers argue that, like, maybe Harry Styles. But I don't think so. You know, and speaking of Harry Styles, like, One Direction is probably the closest thing we got to the Beatles. And even then, that was, like, 10 years ago, right? That they first came out or so. At least 10 years ago. So we haven't even had like a good boy band, you know, boy pop band that's similar to that. I even feel like some of the pop girlies just aren't, they're just, you know, I don't know. We are in a transitional period right now where we are accepting the fact that the OGs, like, or the people that we grew up with are now the OGs. And so now we're looking for new talent. We're looking for new people who can take their place, you know. We're looking for the new Cannibal Corpses. We're looking for the new Cattle Decaps, the new Dying Fetuses. We're looking for the new, you know, Judas Priest, Iron Maidens, stuff like that. He's a musician. I don't listen to any of his music. But I think in terms of like a male, I mean, who else? Who else would be like Ronnie James Dio as a male singer? Who? It's not Ronnie Radke, I can tell you that. I literally, yeah, Harry Styles was the first one that I thought maybe, but I think he's more, I mean, he's obviously pop, but he doesn't hit the notes, but he's kind of got the style down, sort of. I don't know. Charisma, edge, versatility, and attitude, exactly. And so that's why I said Harry Styles. I think he's literally the only person I can think of right now that even comes close to that, and it is still a mile away from like what Ronnie James Dio did. You know, I mean, because like he's not even in the same vein as like Michael Jackson. Let's be real. We're never gonna have another Michael Jackson, I don't think. The sleep token guy. Oh God. You mean in general? You don't listen to enough music. Well, do you think that there's another person, a single male artist that's like Ronnie James Dio? That's the question. A single male artist, a solo career male artist. No, that's like Ronnie James Dio in vocal, charisma, style, like performance, everything. Please enlighten me if there is somebody. Miles Kennedy. See, somebody said somebody. Those guys were blazing trails when things weren't as established. It's easier to become a legend when you're blazing paths instead of following them. Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, too, I was going to point out, is that a lot of the metal artists and bands, Death, for example, Chuck Schuldiner, they were practically babies when they were starting these. The guys for Entombed, what were you doing at 15 to 19 years old? Was it recording at Morrisound Studios with Scott Burns? Was it making Left Hand Path? Because, girl, something must have been in the water. Like, to be, or like, Metallica, hello? 16, 17-year-old kids? The teenagers these days can't even get off their phones. You know? The Weeknd, of course. Who cares what you think about his song? He has all of that. I forgot about The Weeknd. Oops, sorry. Bruno Mars, too. I don't like Bruno Mars. The Weeknd's got a great voice. Even Death Angel was like that. Yeah. They were teens when they started. Yeah. I mean, we're talking like little babies, girl. Like actual kids under the influence. Like minors. Actually considered minors doing stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, girl. Now everybody and their grandma can be a singer. Exactly. That's what I was mentioning earlier, Michael. You have a lot of people. It's really like, girl, we need to bring back, like, what is that show that Simon Cowell was on? American Idol. We need somebody like Simon Cowell to go through and tell some of these people, nah, girl. Nah. Any of those shows. Their mama has been lying to their face for years saying that they got talent. And I'm telling you, girl, it just takes one person to be like, that ain't, no. Yeah. I said American Idol. Okay? Everybody stopped watching that show once Simon Cowell left. To Dissection? Yes, I have. Was it Storm of the Lights Bane, I think is what it was? I did a reaction to that. Simon Cowell. Yeah. Well, and I noticed that too a while ago. I was like, literally, there's so much trash music that's being released. And some of it is just rough. And some of it's from people who are actually tone deaf. Sorry, not sorry. You know, you keep doing you. I ain't gonna be the one to tell you it's garbage. I'm just gonna internally say it, you know? Hey, Cosmic, how are you? American Idol? That's your favorite show, Suman. Come on. During teeny years, I was using my left hand, but not for death metal. I don't like that one. Because we had a point where music can be mass produced. Exactly. Well, you know, I mean, you can have Pro Tools. You can buy Pro Tools or FL Studio. Like, you literally go to Guitar Center and buy everything you need to record an album in your room. And you can actually make it sound super professional, you know? So that's what a lot of, I mean, that's honestly what a lot of the underground metal bands are doing. They're just recording them in their bedrooms. I love Guitar Center, man. I could get lost in their acoustic guitar section, like, very, very much. Yeah, Emperor were kids. I mean, basically all of the OGs that we listened to were between the ages of, I'd probably say as low as like 14 to 22. A lot of them, they were around that age. Most of them averaged probably about 16 years old. You know, Frostbite or Kings. God, I remember when everybody was talking about that band, including myself, like 2 years ago. So, a lot of AI is better than half the bands today. God, that's awful. That's terrible. I'm doing good. Venting in this stream, apparently. Venting about a lot of things. My local Guitar Center ain't setting up drum sets with double kick pedals anymore. Oh no. You should complain to the manager. You should complain. Yeah, Guitar Center is great. I don't even think we have one in Stillwater. I don't need instruments, though. I don't need literally anything else. I have way too much stuff. I thought about offloading it to my family, but I think I might just keep it. Because I'm afraid that it might get... Agree to complain? What do you mean? Oh, to complain, yeah. I'm sure the manager will say, buy a drum set and take your frustrations out on it. Yeah. Venting is good for your health. Yeah, apparently. Hey, it's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm just here to let you know 1 video a month is probably what I'm going to do. Be a Karen. Exactly. There's a lot of room to do new stuff in metal. Almost anything is just going to be compared to something that's already been done. Exactly. There's nothing new that you can really do. You know? Butchered covers of Smoke on the Water. Oh, God. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough out there. But boy, do I love Guitar Center. I just love all of the tech. I love looking at the microphones. I love looking at the guitar pedals. I love looking at all the acoustic guitars and playing like $5,000 guitars. Girl. Sweetwater is where it's at. Yeah. So yeah, Sweetwater has really become, it was popular like 10 years ago when I was like heavily doing music locally in Portland. And that's definitely the place to really buy like guitar pedals and whatnot. But I wish that like I could still work with Sweetwater. They used to offer like a partner program where you could actually have like an affiliate. They used to have an affiliate program, and then you could also, I think, get sponsored from Sweetwater, but they don't do it anymore. They stopped that whole program, and I'm like, that would literally be like the perfect sponsor and affiliate thing for like what I do. Girl. The only thing is you live nowhere close to, you can't try the guitars. Yeah, I understand that. Most metal and rock bands playing in small clubs is true. There's no money in being a metal band anymore. There wasn't any there wasn't any money to be made in a metal band in the beginning, ever. It was very, very rare that you actually made a decent amount of money doing metal. There's even less bands like making full-time income to where they don't have to work a full-time job, or at least a part-time job, than you would think. And it was actually very surprising for me. It took me a long time to realize that, even as a content creator. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm just kind of like chilling where I'm at. I'm very happy with where I'm at. And I'm just kind of chilling with like, you know, YouTube and whatever. Because I'm like, there's not a lot of money to be made within the metal genre, whether you're a musician or a content creator, because it's just not a profitable genre. But yeah, I mean, it was very surprising for me to hear from people like actual musicians. I think Immolation is one of them. Even Chuck Schuldiner in an actual interview, he was talking about back in like the late 80s or early 90s, how, you know, I mean, they were struggling financially just recording their stuff, you know? And which also, I have a theory. I don't know. Maybe I'll just save it for the video. In the 80s, it could be very profitable. Could it, though? Could it, though? He actually just, like, talked with me for a bit, which was cool. That's cool. Metal is the bastard child of music. You know. Play metal to keep the posers out. Well, apparently I am a poser, so not doing a very good job of that. Unless you're Metallica and their music sucks now. Yeah, Metallica's a different story. But then again, why do you think Metallica is as popular as they are? There's a reason why Metallica sold out, quote unquote. And I genuinely think it's because the money was so ass when they first started that they changed their sound and changed the way they do things because they probably wanted more money. You know, that's just a theory. And I think they did it before the Black Album for sure. But, you know, you could supplement your band income doing YouTube like Garza or Nate. Exactly. The Garza podcast is great. He's got a great podcast, and it's cool that he's kind of doing the Joe Rogan thing. I was looking at his channel the other day. He's kind of doing the Joe Rogan thing where he has like the full interviews and then he does like little clips and stuff like that. Also really happy that Joe Rogan's putting like all of his podcasts back on his YouTube channel, because I hated that I had to like leave YouTube to go see the full thing on Spotify, which I don't use Spotify. So yeah. Hey Dominic, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Serious money playing the Olympics, I'd bet. Probably, unless they do the Super Bowl method in which they don't pay their people. The guys in Iron Maiden aren't hurting for money? Well, yeah. Like I said, it's very, very, very few bands that are genuinely living off of the income that they make from their music. You know, there's a big difference between bands like Iron Maiden and Metallica, who everybody knows, and, I mean, Cannibal Corpse, I think a lot of people know, and I would wager that Cannibal Corpse members live off of their music. I think they live off of the royalties of their music. I don't think that they have part-time jobs. Because I think Corpse Grind, he spends a lot of time at Disney World, girl. A lot of time at Disney World and Disneyland. Like, that man has so many photos of him with stuffed animals. Like, I think he's sitting pretty. Iron Maiden, time for making money has passed, I think. They don't have to make money anymore. I mean, they will, because they make royalties off of the stuff that they, so they'll continue to make money, but I definitely think they're sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty for sure. So, do not chew on your blanket. No, ma'am. What a massive turd. Very, very massive turd. That is Rusty. First time they were forced to write Escape for the Ride, the Lightning album. When they write the... Oh, God. We're still making money even before the Black Album. They could still set out a 10,000 person venue. Exactly. That's why I say Metallica, I think they changed something before the Black Album. Like, they were definitely making a lot of money before the Black Album. Because I'm pretty sure they hit one of their first 3 albums or 4 albums hit the charts before the Black Album even came along. You know? He gets a ton of tax write-offs because he donates all them Squishmallows. I know, I love Corpse Grinder. He's a saint. Protect him at all costs. Cannibal Corpse have said that they quit working after Tomb of the Mutilated. They became popular enough on tour and record sales. That's awesome. Hey, welcome to the stream, Eric. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I figured. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Grave Worm! I'm doing good. I'm just chilling. Like, a lot of bands tried to change when grunge came out. Yeah, a lot of bands went through, like, a grunge phase. It's really interesting to, like, look at people's history and see all of these bands, like, following the trends of the music. Like, when Industrial came out, Morbid Angel tried that with a Lewd Divinum. Grunge came out, and Saint Anger was done. I don't know what Cold Lake is. Glam was already a popular thing, but I guess Celtic Frost wanted to try it out. I think it's Cold Lake, right? Cold Lake was there trying to do glam metal, I think. And then you also had, VJ Knows. VJ Knows the Deathcore Cryptopsy album. What is that? That was them trying to do deathcore. And that came out. Which, I respect the experimentation, You got to give it to them. Because I respect the experimentation, and who knows, it could have popped off for them. It didn't, but it could have. Cold Lake was glam rock. Ugh. Yeah. He's too busy not being here. He's too busy being in a voice channel in my Discord, playing with my soundboard. Money like they did in the live after death era. To out headbang Corpse Grinder, it is. It absolutely is. With a neck like that, girl. Corpse Grinder's so funny. He always challenges the audience to, like, headbang with him. And he's like, I promise you I can out headbang you. And I'm like, girl, I know. I know it. I wonder if Cannibal Corpse gets to perform at B-Day parties at Disney. Girl. So they can terrify a bunch of, like, 5-year-olds? Sure. No. Are you kidding? He tried it once. He won, to say the least. I wonder why. I wonder how. Always sticking his neck out for us. He is. He's literally got such a massive neck. It's great. It's really great. I need to watch the rest of Chris Barnes' interview with Garza, actually. Because I watched, like, a couple little shorts from the Garza podcast, and that was really interesting to, like, hear Chris's, like, take on Corpse Grinder, like, replacing him. And then he was also talking about his mom. And it was interesting because Chris recited this, like, poem from one of the Scary Stories books I actually got as, like, a gift from somebody. Somebody sent me to my P.O. box, but it's like a Scary Stories poem, and it was brutal. Girl, it was like, I was like, damn, Gina, this isn't a kid's book. And it was, like, talking about how, like, your body would, like, turn to mush and, like, be, like, essentially it was, like, a more poetic version of, like, Last Days of Humanity's debut album, like, Rancid Juices sloshing around in your coffin. It was like that, but, like, a kid's poem. And I'm like, okay, girl. Not even Corey Taylor can outneck him. At first I thought you said Corey Feldman, and I was like, oh no. You remember that album when that came out? I forget what it was called. It was that really bad one, though. Would love to meet Corpse Grinder. I still want to. I have this dream, and I've said it many, many times. I have this dream where me and Corpse Grinder bake a cake together. We do like a show, and we like bake a cake. And either we bake one together, or he bakes his and I bake mine, and we just like have fun and like shoot the shit. That is a dream. That is something I want to do. It probably will never happen, but I want it to happen because I just think it'd be so fun. Saw a Corpse Grinder just hanging out on the street randomly in Philly, caught us off guard, did a little beep just to startle him. That's funny. Yes, Pantera, otherwise known as Glamterra. I still need to listen to those albums, but I'm afraid. Although not really. I don't know. I like glam metal, but I don't know. Do I like Pantera glam metal? Is that going to be something I'm going to like? We'll see. No metal is going to reach the same level as it did in the 80s because there are too many styles vying for people's attention. It was more unified in the 80s. Yeah. I think, again, it all circles back to social media. Everything can be linked back to social media. Because a lot of what's being really popular now, it's actually great to see. Because I feel like in the last year, metal and horror have really gotten a lot more popular. Like, it is insane that The Substance got nominated for an Oscar this last year. Like, I mean, I think Demi Moore really was the one that pushed that. But that is like a body horror gore movie. It's crazy that that was nominated for an Oscar. It's also crazy that Spirit Box went to the Grammys. It's crazy that Gojira was at the freaking Olympics. Like, it's getting more popular. And more people are discovering them. And again, social media, I think TikTok is a huge reason why that is the case. Regardless of what you think about that. And YouTube, I think, is a huge thing. So, I wish more people would discover the underground more. But, you know. Let's start a petition for it. What kind of cake? I'm thinking like a chocolate cake. You know? Some sort of like chocolate cake. Maybe we could make like a gory sort of like cake or something. Posers shit up everything they touch. Oh, shut up. Enough of this poser shit. Okay? I get called a poser every day. I'm tired of it. People are allowed to enjoy what they want. People are allowed to listen to the underground. Give the underground people more listeners, please. Casuals shit everything they touch. But you never know. If the underground bands get more noticed by people, then that just means that there's more opportunity for those bands to perform and make money and do what they love and get notoriety. And I don't know. That's just like what you want. It doesn't make them underground anymore. But yeah, and then you had Knock Loose and Poppy on Jimmy Kimmel. Normies won't dig it, but that's the thing, is there are some amazing underground bands that normies would really like if they took the time to find it. And like the metal genre, rock genre, it's only growing and it's only like getting better, but that's because the underground is getting better. However, that being said, to follow along with my previous argument, sometimes you do have to sift through, because, everybody and their grandma's also starting bands. So, so you do have to sift. Kaya is a metal goddess and definitely not a poser. Thank you. Are you done? My God. Did you hear that? That was Rusty. She is over my shit right now. She's like, I want to go outside. Rusty, please. The metal goddess that is a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie. I don't know why people think I'm a Swiftie. That is Metallic Death. Oh God, Pearl Jam. Ugh. People don't buy music anymore. I like physical media. Well, it's interesting that the metal community is different than I feel like really any community, like pop or anything like that. Like, I feel like people who listen to metal, they really like physical media, so they'll collect a lot of vinyl cassettes and stuff like that. Now, physical media is coming back for like every genre. Like, you can go to a vinyl store. People like to go to record stores and do the hipster thing, while having Tay-Tay as all of her alerts. I do it to troll people. Okay? But then you have, pop artists like Taylor Swift, who has like 59 versions of one album on vinyl. And her fans buy every single one of them. So I don't know. Physical media is definitely still popular. But I do think that it's more popular in the metal community, because I think that there's a lot of people in other communities, like the pop scene, who mostly just stick to streaming. That is what that is, trolling people. Well, I just do it because so many people tell me to, like, go back to listening to Disney Channel and Hannah Montana and Taylor Swift. So, ironically, I should actually probably put those as my notifications. The Hearst song, yes, it's brutal, and I used to listen to the audiobooks when I was younger in the 4th grade. Those stories are awesome. I think that that's what Chris Barnes was quoting, right? How do you feel about bands that re-record entire albums like Taylor did? Contractual, but still. I think there's a difference, because if done right, cough, cough, pestilence, if you re-record an album, I think, and it's just like 1 or 2, like maybe your best records, and you're like a legacy band, I don't really see anything necessarily wrong with it, because essentially it's like remastering it. You're remastering your record. And sometimes, the original recordings were just so low budget and rough, and with today's technology, you can remaster it and it sounds great. And so I think once in a while, or doing your best records, like as a legacy band, is fine. But I also think that the people aren't stupid. I mean, a large majority are. But in today's age, they're not stupid when it comes to seeing other people being greedy. So when you're looking at like someone like Taylor Swift or the Cavalera brothers, I'll call them out. I'll be the one to say it. It's greedy. It comes off as half-assed and greedy, because for the Cavalera brothers, it's like they re-recorded these albums and then they went on these tours just to play music from those albums, and it's like, just release new music and do that, and then with Taylor, my biggest issue is she is just greedy, 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 money hungry, probably one of the most greediest artists in the industry, you know, in the industry. And it needs to be studied. Like, I'm contemplating making a video about her because it's just insane the power that that woman has and what she's able to get away with. And the fact that she's like just re-released all of these albums and made millions. And then she'll do like one version and have all of her fans buy the physical record, and then she like 2 days later releases the deluxe version and then has all the vinyl records for that deluxe version. So now her fans have to, they don't have to, but they do, you know. Taylor needs to buy food for like 300 cats. Exactly. Re-recording their O2 album, Kamali's. Is that how you say that? But with new arrangements. See, and that's cool. I think that it's cool, like, when you re-record something and, yeah, you either just, like, I don't know. There's good ways to do it. Like, I like having that idea of, like, rearranging it. Or maybe you put it in, like, a box set as, like, a collector's theme. You know? But people are stupid enough to buy it, so do you blame her? No. Like I said, the people... It's like that video of that guy. I think he's, what, Saudi Arabian or whatever? But the people are word. The people are retarded. They're kind of dumb. People are dumb. But I also think that a lot of us are terminally online, and so we see through the BS, you know? Taylor could make an hour-long album of her farting and burping, and it would still sell. Oh, it would go number 1 on the Billboard charts. 1,000%. Ugh. And then she'd perform it at SNL. I can't. I can't. It would go triple platinum. Eagles are the biggest assholes in the business. You think so? I only like one of their songs, 1 or 2. You making Death excited? Oh my god, yeah. Death would literally pay with his left testicle to see that. He would actually give his left testicle for that album. But princesses do not fart. This is true. Oh, Bon Jovi did that in 2003. Recorded their hits with new arrangements. See, I think that that's very creative. Like I said, re-recording an album with different arrangements or honoring it and putting it in like a collector's box or something like that. You know? Again, pointing out Taylor's greediness. It's like she would release all these different album versions with like one new phone recording. So it's like her fans would be paying like $16 for all of these virtual albums of all like the same thing, but just with like one phone recording that was making it different. So I think that points more to people being stupid. But again, it's still greedy. So it's been a lovely chat. We're having a great time. So I'm very grateful to be where we're at, though. Like, our community is like super cool. And so I know I'm probably like seem like I'm like bitching and moaning about whatever, but it's honestly like I'm just happy to be where I'm at with the channel and everything. And, like, happy to be where I'm at with YouTube and Patreon and Twitch and all that stuff. Because you a poser? Ugh. Right. I'm grateful to be where we're at, and I like our community. So that's all that matters. So, because you are dedicated, I'm trying. I just want to be, you know. See, that's what Surgical Brute should have said. That's what you should have said, Surgical Brute. There are no metalheads here. Yeah. Well, it's difficult, you know. I think it's sometimes hard. That you're dedicated to being a poser? Thanks. Yes. Definitely a poser. The biggest poser on the internet. Biggest poser in the entire metal community. The second Finn McKenty. Somebody has to replace Finn McKenty, so I guess that's me. I've gotten that comment more than once. So, bonded by blood, but with a completely new lineup. That's cool. That's cool. Too much hair to replace him. I guess that's true. I'm not bald enough. I don't wear ball caps. Maybe I should. Alright, you guys. My voice is tired. I'm gonna go work on my album now. I need some food. I hope you had a wonderful time today as we ranted and talked about life and social media. This Wednesday, we're going to be doing another installment of our Amon Amarth and Periphery dive. Last week, we did Amon Amarth and Running Wild, which that streams on my Patreon for Tier 1 Plus. And that's $2 if you want to watch all my previous stuff. Bonded by butt cheeks. Like that. This Friday, we are doing our listening party on Twitch. If you haven't ever joined that, you really should. It's super freaking fun. And so the theme for that stream, I'm sorry, it's not going to be on Friday. I am going out of town to visit my family Friday through Tuesday this week. So it'll be on Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to do songs from Orange or Brown album covers. It can also be both if you find one. So if you want to submit a song to that, you just have to join my Discord, go to the Twitch Picks channel, read the pinned post on how to submit your song, and then you can put it in there. And we're always looking for new people. And then if you want to support the channel more, you can either subscribe to Twitch, subscribe to my Patreon, or YouTube members if you want. Yeah. Super fun. Join my Discord. It's super fun. So, hope to catch you later this week. This day for me was left torso. Oh, God. Now we have to suffer through peripheries. Oh, come on. It's not going to be that bad. Right. I know. If there's one fan group to be afraid of, it's absolutely the Swifties. They would dox your ass. Like, not even kidding. Full stop. You would not have a private life. You would have an entire mafia band of, like, 20-year-old Swifties outside of your house. Like, 100%. That's a scary thought. Send the CD to the trophy channel when you get it. I will. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you later. And yeah, see you on Wednesday, okay? Bye.